Yeah, so I want you to confirm if you got the $1,200 the United States government gave to individuals. Can you confirm that you
Yes,
received it?
yes, yes. No one has ever seen anything like it before.
Right,
And when the spread became a pandemic, the federal government here established a task force. In America today, over 22 million people have lost their jobs. The good thing about it is that, the Congress are working hard to make sure that they put more money into the food banks. And that food bank is more like you can just drive your car. They will just give you a location and you can just drive your vehicle to that location and you will stay in your vehicle. They will register your car number, and they will ask for your family size. And after that, whatever you need, they will just put that thing based on your family size.
hello guys, you're welcome again to Legit TV. My name remains Damilare Okonla, and today I am joined by Mr. Taiye Olayemi, the publisher of Global Village Extra, a US-based magazine. He joins us today to tell us about the coronavirus pandemic, how it has hit the US hard, and how Nigerians in the United States are coping. Thank you very much for joining us today, sir, and welcome to Legit TV.
Thank you. It's nice talking to you.
Right, great. So, first off, how have you been coping with this pandemic in the United States? Seeing that it has killed a lot of people. Personally, how have you managed to stay safe?
Well, before I continue, let me just start by saying to those that has lost loved ones, I want to uh, say that I'm sorry for their loss. This has been a really serious thing that no one has ever seen anything like it before.
Right,
And, so if you look at what's going on in New York, it's just so devastating. So, it's just the mood that I'm in right now is kind of uh, like a sorrow or a sorrowful mood, because this thing has really hit the United States big time. If
right.
you, yeah,
Okay, so
so, but as far as for me, I live in Texas. As you are well aware, Texas is a state with about 29 million people. I live in Fort Bend County, which is more like a very diverse county here. The spread is not as much as what you see in other states.
right,
So I think basically it's because here it's not a metropolitan. It's not as metropolitan as you see in New York or
right.
downtown Houston. So, but we've been on lockdown for about a month now, and w- uh, we're still counting. I think the president directive is still April 30th. So at that time, we'll know if I think they're trying to open some things up. So we'll see what happens after the 30th.
Okay, so from now till April 30th, American citizens have been asked to stay at home and not go anywhere. How is the United States government ensuring that people stay at home, even though a lot of people might have lost their jobs? How is the United States government ensuring that people can stay at home?
So after when the spread became a pandemic, the federal government here established a task force.
Right,
They set up a task force to coordinate and update Americans about the spread and safety issues every day. And you know aside from that, the Congress passed a CARES Act. In this CARES Act, there is a stimulus for, people who, due to the virus have lost their jobs. We have people because uh, in this economy, most people live from paycheck to paycheck. So a lot of people need their checks, and if they don't get it, they can't meet up with their bills and all that. So uh, there was a stimulus check that was passed in the CARES Act that was passed in the Congress, and in that bill there is provision for a stimulus check for individual. An individual gets like $1,200 check, and families, they get like, every dependent to get something. So basically that takes care of some of the bills, but it's not much. But as you can see, quite well that, and I know you are aware of this, that in America today over 22 million people have lost their jobs. So the money is nothing compared to what you make when you go out to work. But I mean, it's still something. It takes care of a few things. Again, the other things that they did was in order to mitigate this, in order to mitigate the spread of the virus, they tried to give some kind of guidelines in terms of social distancing, compulsory wearing of face mask and all that. Especially in New York, that the governor did that yesterday. He strictly, you know, uh, requested that people must, if you're gonna go out and you're not gonna observe social distancing, especially if you're going into the train or the bus or something like that, you have to wear your face mask. That is, that right there was, was the guideline given in the state of New York yesterday. Here in Texas, I think the governor is trying to open up a few things. We're still waiting to see the details of that, and just, but back to what the government is doing. The government is, through the CARES Act, they've put more money into social programs that, the citizens can benefit from, like food stamps. If you follow the news yesterday, like people who have not been to the food bank before, there was this food bank in Dallas that was supposed to serve 300 people. Yesterday they witnessed and served over 2,000 people. So it's really getting crazy. But
Wow.
the good thing about it is that the Congress are working hard to make sure that they put more money into the food banks. And that food bank is more like, like you can just drive your car. They will just give you a location, and you can just drive your vehicle to that location, and you will stay in your vehicle. They will register your car number, and they will ask for your family size. And after that, whatever you need, they will just put that thing based on your family size into the bag. You don't have to get out. They will just open your trunk and put it in there. So that's the program that they're I think that's a very good thing too. And if you look at in comparison to what's going on in Nigeria, I think our government needs to do more, because I'm seeing all these things on social media about the distribution of palliatives and things like that. And it's just like a whole messy stuff, somebody distributing bread agege in agege area, people getting mad about that and things like that. So back to the food bank, back to the resources we are getting here. The kids are at home. They are doing, like, they're getting their studies online. They have this site that they have to go to. They get their,
Yeah, so I want you to confirm if you got the $1,200 the United States government gave to individuals. Can you confirm that you
yes,
received?
yes.
So this is the same with every United States citizen, or what's the criteria to give out this money?
So it's based on if you're filing a taxes, your taxes, and there are certain criteria that you have to meet, your income level and things like that. So basically, the stimulus check is just basically for everybody. Even if you don't file taxes, all you need to do is just send your name and something to the IRS, and they'll get the money across to you. If you don't have a direct deposit, they're gonna mail a check to you, and you get that money. So
For
like
how
I
long is
said,
this money? For how long is this money supposed to last? Is it a monthly stimulus paycheck, or how is it? Is it monthly or weekly? Or how frequently?
no. Right now, I think, like right now, what I'm seeing is like there's more focus on feeding the people. Like I see, like there are more food in the food banks and things like that, and more food stamps for people who get that. And uh, I think in terms of the stimulus check, it's a one-time thing that is inside the CARES Act. They are working on another bill, like another bill, just in case if you are gonna have to stay at home more, you know, and so that's being worked out now. Like I said, there was a time that I saw this when the president, our president, President Muhammadu Buhari, his last speech, he talked about a 2 point something donor bank that they are feeding. It struck me. I was kind of looking at that speech. Where did they get that data from? And he, in that statement, he also made asked that it should be increased to 3 point something million families, so that they are helping. I don't know what data they use to collate those names and things like that. They really need to look into that, because I mean, if you're giving something, it has to circulate. You have to give everybody. Make sure from Lagos all the way to Kano, you give everybody a check. It's nothing now. Nigeria, we have that money. We can do it. You can say, okay, everybody, cut them a check of 50,000 naira, and then ask that they should not pay their rent for all the period that this thing is going on. But the good thing with Nigeria is that people pay their rent annually. You understand? So I don't think that's going to affect them much. But unlike here, where the mortgage is monthly, the rent is monthly, so all your bills are monthly. You have to pay them. So I think what people need in Nigeria is food. Feed them. Look at what is going on. When people are hungry, they will go out. You are telling someone that has not eaten in a day, they cannot feed their children. They don't know what's coming up the next day. You want them to stay at home and die? No, they will go out now. But if you make arrangements and you bring the food to them, then they will listen to you. They need to do something. These palliatives that they're talking about is not really cutting across. They need to give everybody. Make it from Lagos to Kano. It's so easy to do. All you need to do is, if you're distributing palliatives, have a distribution center. When you have a distribution center, you are in a Adetola Street. You're telling all the people, if you're serving Koka Aguda area, you're telling all the people that at this time, tomorrow, we'll be in Koka Aguda by between 7 and 1 p.m. We want everybody to be at home, indoors. Then you have that distribution center, maybe all the primary schools in Aguda area, Eniton, Aguda Grammar School, Atara, you make those places distribution centers. Then you from there, the vans leave to each street. When you take the van, you're serving, for example, if you're serving Sholoki Street now, you serve Sholoki Street, the people in the next street, maybe Brown Close or Adeguwa Street or Adetola, everybody stays indoor. The distribution at Sholoki can take between 1 hour or 1.5 hours. Finish, everybody gets what they want and they move to the next street, But this idea that they'll just go somewhere and just be throwing stuff at people, and you don't do things like that. It won't work. It won't get to everybody. There's this sick woman who is at home, who can't even come outside. How is she gonna get her own? You have the guy who is blind. He's just hearing people shouting. He doesn't know anything. How is he gonna get his own? So that's why you need to get people, and a lot of highly intellectual people have talked about this. They've really, highlighted how the government can do things and, get palliatives across to people. But I just want to reemphasize is that it is very important, very critical to feed the people. If you don't feed people, if people don't have food to eat, they will go out. There's nothing you can do about it. You just kill people and you're tired. Kill people till you're tired, because if people don't have anything to eat, what you want them to stay home and die?